So in this video, we're gonna solve for B1 and B0. And like we have done many times in class, we start by organizing our table and the data we have. So start with N. In this case, we have 12. Then the X is number of passengers, which is our independent variable. The Y is the cost, and in this case is our dependent variable, and it's also in thousands. And then the first thing we want to see if the X and the Y have linear relationship. So when we look at the scatter plot here, on the x-axis we have the number of passengers. On the y-axis we have the cost, and obviously we see a linear relationship. So we can use the linear regression. So now we want to calculate the y hat equals b0 plus b1x. So to do that, we start with looking at the equation, right? The SSXY. And the SSXY says we want to sum the x multiplied by y minus the sum of x multiplied by the sum of y divided by n. So let's do that. So first we start with the sum of xy. We multiply the 61 by 4.280 and we get this number. Then 63 by 4.080 and we get this number, and so on. And then we sum it and we add it here in the equation, the first number. Then minus the sum of x, which is this column, this number, multiplied by the sum of y, which is this column and this number, divided by n, which is the number of observations. In this case, we have 12, to solve for SSXY. Then we move on to the SSXX, which is the sum of the x squared minus the sum of x, then we square it divided by n. And let's see that. So the sum of x squared is this number, which what we did is basically 61 multiplied by 61, 63 multiplied by 63, and so on. So we get the x squared, and then we sum it. And then minus the sum of y, which is this number, squared, divided by n, which is the number of observations. And basically, we solve for SSXY, SSXX, and now we can find the B1. We just simply divide the SSXY by the SSXX to get the B1. And we get 0.0407. And remember, the numbers are in thousands, so this is $40.70. Then the B0, the equation is the sum of y divided by n minus B1 multiplied by the sum of x divided by n. So let's see that. The sum of y is this number divided by the number of observations, which we get here, minus, right, minus the B1, which we just got here, the 0.0407, multiplied by the sum of x, which is here, this number, divided by the number of observations, right, by our n, which then we get the B0, which is 1.57. Remember, the numbers are in thousands. So to write our equations, once we figure out the B1, B0, it would be y hat equals 1.57 plus 0.0407x. And that's how we solve for B1 and B0.